Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. I am just taking a sip, and I am glad you're here. Having a little weirdness with my AirPods, and I'm hoping you can hear me all right. And I see that Jane the Seeker is eating a fudgesicle. So I'm highly suggestible. Now I want a fudgesicle. So yummy, yummy, yummy. Sound is fine. Great. So I am so glad you're here. Thank you for joining. I am excited to be talking about the suit associated with fire, which for me is the Suit of Wands. And so this is Tarot the Stashway. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's also for inspirational and educational purposes only. And I'm glad you're here. Deb H is like, I could see that in your expression, Gerald. The fudgesicle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, um, so, ooh, it's a lot of energy around this one. So it's sort of great. Mm. So as I start with all of my videos around the topic of Tarot the Stashway, please like and subscribe. Make sure that you are following the playlist that I have because I have some other things planned. What's going to be the next step when I get through the Suit of Wands? So stay tuned for that. I have a note so that I can make sure that I remind you all that. And as with everything, the whole goal of this, or everything that I've been doing, is there's so many resources out there to help you expand your tarot understanding. And I'm excited to be one of those resources. I was just watching Jason Tarot by the Pines earlier today, and he did a flip through of the Ace through the 10 of the Pentacles. What a great idea. So, if you want resources to help you, YouTube has a lot of those. Also, you want to pick a book that resonates with you. There are so many resources out there, and I have shown these a lot of these. My main resources are the Robin Wood, the book, Robin Wood Tarot, the book. This is the one that I am most comfortable with. And then I also suggest picking something that stretches you a little bit. And mine that stretches me a little bit is Benebell Wynn's Holistic Tarot. And um, there's also, I also like Tarot for Yourself, Mary K. Greer. I had mine spiral bound. Great resource here is the Wildwood Tarot. The journal is quite good. And we also have Mastering the Tarot by Eden Gray, Secrets of the Tarot by Barbara G. Walker, 78 Degrees of Wisdom. Rachel Pollack has multiple books that are available. And then as you're looking and considering correspondences, Llewellyn has a book of correspondences, which I enjoy. I don't agree with all of them, but that's okay. That's okay, because guess what? It's my reading journal and not theirs. Ooh, did that wrong. You also want a journal. Now, I encourage you to take notes, watch the playback, and because I want you to be inspired and I want you to write things down. Your notebook, mine is actually a 3-ring binder. These are my notes, and I keep adding to it because that's how I wanted mine to be. And with that is your notebook needs to be inspiring. You need to want to put stuff down in it. You should be inspired to get into it and take notes. It needs to be usable. That's why my 3-ring binder is actually right next to me. So I love that. And um, make mistakes in it. 3-ring binder. That way, if I don't like something, I can just pull it out. The goal for you throughout Tarot the Stash Way is that you have resources that are available that you can, while you're reading, if you're struggling with something, you just simply pull out a little card for the suit and then pull another card for the number, and then you can compare the two. So that's my goal for you. Lori Tries Life talked about how to set up a tarot learning journal, which was a great little resource. So it's amazing. So please feel free, and yes, as many people said yesterday, you in chat are wonderful for this because you are adding great value for me as I am always learning. So I'm going to be watching the playbacks and adding more things to my pages and pages of notes. So let's say hi to some people. Sherry H, Voices from the Swamp, was here first. Then we have Heather, Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts. Beth is here, Aspasia Rising. Deb H is here. And speaking of Deb H, I am a guest on Purple Elephant Deb H's channel on Thursday, the 6th. It is at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got a good topic scheduled for us. So Jane the Seeker, as I mentioned, is eating a fudgesicle. Now I want a fudgesicle. Y'all do too, don't you? And my chat just jumped. Okay, here we go. I love it. Lots of fudgesicles. Sounds good. Thank you. Eat responsibly. Absolutely. Yeah, Deb H called me out on that. It was perfect. Tony is here. I was actually inspired to doodle on a page last night. Very good. I love that. Numerology. Yes, that's actually going to be something I'm going to do. So I'm saving the playlist as we go. Yes. And I am adding all of these videos to my playlist so that you can subscribe or save my playlist to yours. So yeah, love Jason. Great. I hope to have him on my channel sometime. Kathy is here. Hello. Robin is here. Hello, Robin. Toadstool Tarot. Just firing up some cider and a blueberry muffin. Yummy. So, Rain's Kitchen and Garden, hello. Listening, learning from the car, wishing you all well. Thank you. Calla Lizzie is here. Hi. Manasa, guess what? Manasa Wellness is work lurking. If you have not seen her video from Saturday, it was really good. April is here. Tarot and Witchery. Hello, hello. Sasha Graham's book, The Magic of Tarot, is a very good also. Thank you. Oh, okay. April is also work lurking. I get it. Work lurking. I appreciate you coming. I'm a little early because I am I have to drive somewhere this evening. So Jonathan is here. Hello, Jonathan. Jilly Little Zen Crone is here. Hi. Thank you. Jamie is here, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. And lots of love. Chris from Elemental Cartomancy is here. Hello, Chris. Glad to have you here. Remember to lightly tap the like button to support the channel. Love that. Love that. Viviani is here. Hi, Viviani. Glad to see you here. And just catching through. Okay. Jilly is loading the dishwasher and she can still hear me. So, Jilly, now how do you put in, what's on the top, what's on the bottom? Do you put your silverware up or down? I don't have a dishwasher. Actually, I lied. I have two dishwashers. So that's me. Full house today. Yes, I love it. I love it. So, okay. So, Tara the Stash Way. What we're finishing today is we're finishing the suits, the four basic suits, and we are talking about wands today. And before everybody leaves and all of that, oh, look, Candy is here. Hello, Candy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So what is coming next? Because I've already done the court cards, and then I've talked about the suits. Now, what's up next is I'm going to do a video about numerology. I'm going to talk about the meanings of aces through tens. And then Jeffrey, my fiance, you all know him, had a beautiful idea last night is because I was asking him, I could do this, I could do this. And he said you could do the Fool's Journey through each of the suits. So that's what's going to be after the numerology. So we'll start putting these pieces and parts together. And I think that'll be a lot of fun so that we can talk about the growth and the relation of the suit, the element, and the number. So, yes, you missed swords, Calla Lizzie. It was yesterday. Knives face down, the rest up, cups on top, plates on bottom, because that's the size of my dishwasher drawers. Okay. Dishwasher Jenga. Naomi is here. Hi, Naomi. Yes, and I have colors on the way as well. And I was also talking to Jeffrey about I was also talking to Jeffrey about the idea of musical or instruments or types of music associated with the suits. So, got those. I live alone, so I don't have to run the dishwasher since last Thanksgiving when people came over. My dog refuses to help. Well, gosh. Cordis, you are not late. Just started at half past the hour, so you are right on time. I'm just getting everybody caught up. And I appreciate you all being here. And so, and you all saw the announcement about what's coming on Saturday. And Saturday, you want to pay attention to that because Saturday is the first tea time with Tarot Sachet. And my special guest is Ms. Tarot D. And I made a special promo video for it, so I won't show it in the live because it's 4 minutes long, and I posted it yesterday, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay. The suit associated with fire. Now, this is, as we talked about yesterday, there's some that Jane is like, good, but it's so good. Do you want me to show it? All right, I'll show it. It's 4 minutes long. You all asked for it. Get your water. So, and oh, hang on. Let me get rid of this comment. Here you go. Enjoy. I'm so glad you all like it. It was inspired, it was fun, and it didn't take that long. So, but thanks for letting me show that. And it makes me happy too. Tarot sachet. Hmm. Here you go. And Calla Lizzie missed this yesterday. Yes, best thing on YouTube. Love that. Love that. Um, and well, yes, they do come in pink, but not quite like that. So anyhow. Oh, and so I am having Ms. Tarot D on my channel, and then just going on Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. The tea might be hot, but not as hot as Tarot Sachet. So is that the creepy sun card laughing? The vibe is my aesthetic for real. Love it. Vintage roses, pink hair. Love it. Love it. Aw, thank you. Yeah, Ms. Tarot D's purple wig. It's so good. And did I see Lorraine here? Hi, Lorraine. Good to see you. Good to see you. And all right, love the roses and the teacup and the glasses. It's all in good fun. So let's talk about the suit that we associate with fire, or excuse me, I associate the suit of wands with fire. Now, there are some tarot deck creators who they associate wands with air. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday. Um, and so we also have, oh, I love it now. Well, now, Tara Sachet is more than welcome to join us since you love to crash parties. I do. I do. So, all right. So, thinking about this, by the way, please like and subscribe, ring the bell, be notified. And we're talking about the suit associated with fire. And what are some of the names that you know of that relate to this? I'm going to start off with a couple, and then I want you to pop some in. There are wands, which is what we oftentimes see, rods or staffs. What else do you call the suit associated with fire? Oh, Lorraine just finished cutting her own hair off. Been watching YouTube videos. Hope all. Nope. Oh, yeah. Let us know how it goes. Um, Batons, yes. Sticks, yes. I get it. You be mom. You be mom. That takes priority. Okay. Chris, who did a video on the Shining Tribe, said trees. Okay. Staves, torches, imps, branches, yes. Um, in the wands, just wands, in um, the wildwood, they are called bows. I've also heard them referred to as lightning. So I think it's a good thing as you're learning tarot and you're expanding your tarot understanding, um, is that you think about the element that is being depicted and what are the things that are associated with the element. That said, I have one where wands are depicted as snakes. Okay, yes. I've seen matches. Yes. Those are all working quite nicely. Thank you for this. If you are watching this back, please type in some of the names that you have also. I think this is a really good thing. Um, here's an interesting one I was reading today. Oh, Kathy said scepters. Here's an interesting one I read today. Volcanoes, because of the fire, and I have a slightly different. I have an interesting feel about volcanoes and lava. So, um, so we have the names, and as we think about this also, um, let's talk about some of the basic correspondences. Many of you know when I am in my practice, this is, just Gerald, this is what I do. What I do is I look at the wheel of the year, and north is Yule. It's also midnight, it's the new moon. And then we go around, as you've seen us, we talk about the Sabbats in Longstash in those readings that we've done. So, the basic correspondence is, think about it, anything having to do with fire. So, yeah, Naomi, fire, passion, flames, torches. And when you think about these correspondences, also, I consider this, when wands comes up, I think about summer. Think about, in particular, the heat of the summer. It's when most of the things grow. Pay attention to that. That's important. And so that's good. I associate it with the direction of south, and I consider it noon or the full moon. So, okay, we've got torches. I have been thinking about volcanoes and love to lately possibilize symbolism too. Okay. It's an inspiration in the Muse Tarot. Yes, Kathy, that is correct. That is correct. It feels like all of the elements together, even water in many cases, underwater volcanoes, not sure what they're called. I understand what you mean. That, I think, is going to be a video a little bit later, too, because I want to talk about cross quarter and elemental associations. What happens when you put air and earth together? What happens when you put air and fire together? So, okay, I am talking a million miles a second. So, what other basic correspondences can you think of? Because I have south, summer, noon, the full moon. Creativity, energy, yes. Calla Lizzie. Okay, I'll be really blunt. Oh, yep, heat. Paintbrushes, yes. One of the things that I also consider with the basic correspondences, let's face it, wands are phallic. There, I said it. So, yes, there you go. We've got sex, spark of inspiration, absolutely. And now, talking about colors, I'm going to bring it up now. Going to bring it up now because we'll talk about this again a bit later. What colors do you associate with the suit of fire? What colors do you associate with the suit of fire? Kyla Lizzie said red. We've got orange. Red, orange, yes. Orange, yellow, red, orange, and yellow, red, orange, and yellow, red and orange, yellow, red, orange, bright yellows, yes. Autumnal colors. Actually, it's very interesting because a lot of times the autumnal colors have a lot of fire about them. Gold, yes, it's hot. One of the things that I consider as I look about colors as they're associated around the wheel of the year and the suit of wands, these are colors in their full vibrancy. They can be all of the colors. I'm not going to limit colors to a specific season. However, I am going to say these are colors that are so vibrant, they just radiate off of the page. Gold, Light green, light blue, and I would say it's that really acid green. It's really, really vibrant. Um, so, but yeah. So, okay, so I brought it up. So I brought the color of the colors up. Now, now we're going to talk about the qualities of the suit. Now, this is Gerald. Neon colors, yes, Calla Lizzie. Thinking about the qualities associated with the suit of fire or wands, don't overcomplicate it. Think about when you see fire or a flame, because oftentimes that's what we see when we're dealing with fire. What are the qualities around that? And creativity. We've got adventurous, yes. Inspiration, transformative, purifying, yes. And sex, yes. Calla Lizzie said sex earlier, and oh yeah. So passion, exactly. And I think, and here's the thing that I like about this, the idea of creativity, because wands for me is oftentimes the spark of something that is starts a new idea, a new concept, something that is invigorating, something that thrills you to no end. You just there's a passion around it. So, um, passion, potency, yes, because there's a lot of potency in the wands. Warmth, yes. Aggression, yes, Heather, because a lot of times the wands are very aggressive. Now, here's the thing: is that aggression, is it working toward a positive outcome, or is it being a manipulative? So you have to pay attention. Initialization, yes. Um, uh, Temperamental, energetic, willful, yes. All very good words. Impulsiveness, yes. A moment of briefly being hypnotized too. Yeah, there's that, we get so enthralled, we're just pulled in. Speed, all-consuming, destructive, yes, these are all great. These are all very, very helpful, very good. Just looking at all of this. Hot-headed, yes. And so here's where wands can be very controlling, yes. Wands seem more defensive to me, and swords more offensive. Sure, sure. Magnetism, oh yeah. Magnetic and dangerous. These are all things that you should be writing down in your journal. So Beth says, I also associate lions, salamanders, sunflowers, and black cats with the wands. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Charisma. Yeah. So I want to read off some of mine to you, because you, I believe, have mentioned most of them. But in thinking about this, there's a lot of energy, which also is transformation. Transformation, that's easy to say. I'm gonna take a sip. It's transformative. It is also our will, and it's also enlightenment, that moment of enlightenment where we understand things. It's oftentimes spiritual, and it is the energy behind the action. Because remember how we talked about yesterday in the swords, or in the video of the swords, we have there's the it's oftentimes it's the wands that put the action into the swords that can start the action. Yes, the alchemical value. So passion, desire, energy. It's also energy and healing, because sometimes that is an important you want to remove something, perhaps you burn it out. I am not licensed to do anything other than drive, so um, you know, for entertainment purposes only. It is a catalyst, yes, Heather. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. We also have heat and sex. We've talked about sex. It's also lust and drive, that internal drive, that will, that enlightenment that comes from moving us forward. Animation, it's how we get animated because people, when they have a lot of energy, they're very, very animated. So they could be full of fire. It is also about vision because someone who is inspired can create this vision and has an understanding. Um, it's a life force energy, and I think that's important. And creativity, and this is where all art comes from, creativity of some sort. So it's also about self improvement, self esteem, self empowerment. When that fire burns within us, then we have this ability to improve ourselves, to feel good about ourselves, to be able to do things. Eroticism, yes. Yeah, and yep. Curious that wands, when trees with leaves create air, but when burned, consume air. Isn't that interesting? Mysticism, vision and inspiration. Wands, part of the wands are about being burned out. And you have to burn wood, wands, to create fire in order to forge the metal in the swords. Yes, very, very good analogy. I like where you're going with that. This is also, Cordis was talking about alchemy, and this is the act of doing and changing things. You have a lot of like transmutation. It's how we're making things different. Um, whew, what have I missed? There is so much going on there, and I think as you think about the suit of fire or the elements of fire, energy, transformation, will, enlightenment, and I also picture the wands like they're the knight because they're about action. They're very, very much about action. So um, I'm going to sneeze. Let's see if I can drink some water and do that. Everybody, take a sip. Looking at the chat, you all are giving some great, great insight there. Thinking about that, wands are associated with summer. It's about creation because we need the heat to grow the crops. So also agriculture. And is if Peter J. Watts is not here, if he watches this, I was thinking about you because this is one of those things that skillful ability fueled by will. So this is the will part where we have the match of the swords, the thought, the word, and the deed. And then we have this will and the desire to move forward. It's also, you'll see in the element of wands or the suit of wands, philosophical and esoteric pursuits. These are things that are very exciting. So let's see. Beth said, espouse your rising. In a reading, when there are wands and swords, they enhance and strengthen one another. In readings where there are a lot of cups with wands, the suit is weakened. Um, yes, perhaps, but if there's a good balance, when you put fire and water together, what do you get? you get steam. And steam can generate a lot of energy, and when focused, actually, um, uh, it moves mountains. It actually allows transportation. So, Michelle Marie is here. Hello. These are all great insights. Swords and wands in a reading could also represent a need to fuel, take decisive action regarding the intellect. Well said. Well said. Magic. Yep. Friction. Yeah. Yeah. You all are so good. Thank you for this. Thank you for participating. Just this gives me inspiration. So you all are lighting a fire. You've heard that phrase. You know, a fire was lit in within them, and they suddenly got lots of stuff done. So um, when you think about some of the qualities around fire or the suit of wands, think about what it looks like. This is where we have things explode, um, and it's where things can actually burn out of control. And that's something to consider as well. It is um, it is about confidence and having faith and being enterprising. Because do we all know people who they have been so enthused about something, it just catches, it spreads. And I think of someone like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., such an inspirational individual, and lit a fire, and it burned so brightly, it has really helped to transform. So this can be really inspirational. And those people who inspire us can be our wands. So um, okay. Oh, wands. It's about using energy wisely, because if you go for the sprint rather than winning the marathon, you got to be very careful. Um, so, and I love this. I, I think when we consider wands, because I'm all excited and I'm like blah, 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 blah. And yes, ambition too. Yes, yes, exactly, because he was inspired, Calla Lizzie, and was able to communicate it in such an amazing way. Now, it is another crossover, true. So let's talk about some aspects of wands or qualities of wands that may not be as seen as positive. And, this person or wands could be cocky, they could be foolhardy and hasty. I think somebody in chat maybe mentioned somebody who they could be very headstrong. Uh, Somebody who might have a lot of wands energy could be impatient, and they could be very careless, and reckless and restless, narcissistic, yes, um, self absorbed, or let's also consider they could be very superficial. So we've all got to pay attention to the Knight of Wands. While very charismatic and dynamic, they could also cause a lot of damage. Very prideful, yes. Too much fire, impetuous, ruthless. Exactly, exactly. Um, Now, when we look at it and think of it in where the suit is balanced or the energy of the suit is balanced, um, there are people who, when they have this balance, they are very attractive. There's this wow. what is their dynamic? They are charismatic, as we've said. They're charming, but in a different way than with cups. So, somebody with a lot of wands energy is very eager. They're enthusiastic, or they're also um, the magnetic also comes to mind when you think about somebody who's charismatic. Um, and as I said earlier, there's this self-confidence and self esteem and self-empowerment that are all really, really helpful. Okay, let's see. Self-absorbed, it could be. I think that the Knight of Wands from the Shadowland Tarot, burning down by the side, right? Yeah, magnetic. It can also mean you need to measure your own energy or you'll burn out. Exactly. Okay. Thank you, Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot. Egotistical, inflexible, insensitive, judgmental, conflicts in relationships. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this. I'm putting these up so that I can, we can, as we're watching back, we can write this down. Resilient. These are the front men in the stars, the devil. They can be confrontational. On the positive side, confident, motivated, passionate. That fire adds that brilliance to that. We're also good. Now, um, Jane the Seeker. Yes, they can be violent. Jane the Seeker had asked, because she had posted a comment on Facebook. It's like she struggles with wands a little bit. In Jane the Seeker Tarot, I'm going to do a horrible job of explaining what you were talking about. But I asked her where she struggled, and it's like how to tell the spread story when wands are present. How do you tell the spread story when the wands are present? And this is one of those things that I like to try to tell a story when I read. I see that connection. And so when wands are present, depending upon the position and where the question and what's around it, that can add a lot of passion to it, or it can cause conflict in the way of people moving too quickly. Um, Element of fire is about the will. So it's like boom. And also because the element of fire is, for me, associated with noon in the full light of day. It can also be very abrupt and a bit overwhelming. Extroversion and influence that might be used to manipulate. Yes, yes, that can happen. When I think of the bad side of wand energy, I think of Ted Bundy embodying all of the negative wand energy. Yes, we have impetuous, primal energy, determined. Yes, and then drive shows up in various ways. Exactly, and it's something to keep in mind as we look at the suit and how it relates to the others. I never thought of wands for spirituality, but I can see that now for sure. Oh, good, Kathy. I'm glad. Fertility is here in the wands, as is virility, and it's just one of those things. Um, when I see wands, I think of a lot of passion and creativity and inspiration, things that cause us to have a fire within ourselves to finish creating something. So um, when I think of the best qualities of the wands, I think of charismatic and just leaders, or Mick Jagger. Yeah, yeah. We forget they're also called clubs. They are clubs. So, yeah. So I think it's oh, Michelle Marie said, Beth, Aspasia rising. I just did an astrological report on Mick Jagger. He's fascinating. Candles, absolutely. So as we're looking at this, so thinking about the suit of wands, um, what is it that are your takeaways about the suit of wands? And Jane, if you're still here, or if you're having another fudge sickle, lucky you. Um, we'll talk a little bit more about that in upcoming videos. What are your takeaways about the suit of wands? Yes, and Calla Lizzie said, true, in Marseille, sometimes they are huge clubs. Yes, yes. So, Robin Toadstool Tarot said, I always think of growth because they often have leaves growing on them. Absolutely, absolutely. Antoinette Intuitive Tarot and Jewelry said, saucy people. Hmm. Sometimes you need a little saucy in your life. Just saying. Energy, energy, energy. Hmm. And here's a good thing to remember. Look at me. Here's a good thing to remember about wands and fire is that energy can show up in a lot of different ways. And as we're talking about individuals, just as people have their own characteristics, in the minors and in the court cards, the wands energy shows up differently. And it's how they oftentimes weave together. It's very fast burning energy that you need to handle with care. Yes, Kathy, that is very, very true. Because when you have that moment of, um, in the five of wands, for instance, it's a huge exchange of energy, and if you're not careful with it, you can get burned. Yeah, and Cordes said, mine is the preconception of any type of ideas, creation, birth. Hmm. Wands equal action. Yes, yes. And definitely there could be some burnout, as Calla Lizzie said. So um, I'm big time inspired by Mary White. Mm. So when you think about fire or wands or whatever you want to call it, and you have you're looking at a a suit or a spread, don't overthink it. Instead, going, okay, is this a quiet fire that is burning inside? Is it really blazing? Is it one that everyone can see? What do I do with that energy? Aspasia Rising Beth said, so could you say that an imbalance of wands would need pence for grounding, cups to bring awareness of others, and swords to think things through? I could not have said it better, actually. And depending upon what what the question is and the positions, sometimes you need a lot of wand energy, especially to get out of a rut, or to get out of that overly grounded where you're so grounded you're not moving. So that's a very helpful question. Robin, Toadstool Tarot said, in Witchery, which one cast the spell? A wand or an athame? That's a good question, Robin. Which one do you want to use? Because we talked about this well, you were there. We did a show and tell for um, the Tool Talk, And wands, I see, and this is my version of it, wands are an extension of the will or my will. So if I need to focus my energy, I'm going to use a wand to do it. If I am wanting to cut something away, I'm going to use an athame. Anger management, yes. Last minute drop in, but I can't stay long. We'll watch back. Thank you very much. Glad to see you here. And what kind of spell would you suggest? What kind of spell would suggest the tool? Yes, yes, very much so. Um, yes, Kathy, that is very true. The magician uses all of the tools and very much uses the tool in the alchemical way, because when we have the yeah, what's the name of that suit? What's 16 called? Somebody tell me what 16 is in the I 16. I want to call it alchemy. Bueller? I can't remember what 16 is. Okay, no. What's after the temperance? Thank you, Cordis. Cordis knew what I was talking about. Temperance is also the card that uses all of the elements. Thank you. Oh, temperance is 14. Sorry. I'm wrong. I'm out. I'm out. Oh, I should have had Ben on here with me talking about wands. Yes, the tower is 16. Yes, I got all confused. The wand is fire and the athame is air. So would you use those tools accordingly? Um, depending upon, you could use them both depending upon what you need to do. Um, the tower is like a wand. The tower does have a lightning bolt on it, which is a burst of energy, which is oftentimes associated with the wand. So, yeah. So, okay. So, other takeaways that you have before we end. Robin is it the wand without the Viagra? Um, Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path said, this happened to us the other day when we couldn't remember a card, and we've been doing this how long? Yeah, we are human. We are human. Pamela, hi Pamela. I didn't see you earlier. I've read that the fool is carrying his sack in on his wand. Yes, oftentimes that is how it is depicted. That is how it is depicted. So, if anybody else has wonderful things to share for your takeaways, please post them. I am going to give you a heads up on what is coming up. I am on Purple Elephant Deb H. I'm a guest Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we have a great topic. Pamela is cooking, so I'm looking, using some fire there, right? And then on Friday, on Dozens Cats Wellness Tarot, it's time for Thanks Spirit It's Friday, and I'm a guest with Ben from Beneficial Tarot. So, and what do we have going on Saturday? It's the first episode of Hashtag Tea Time with Tarot Sachet. Please join us. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. And then Ms. Tarot D is going to be on Sherry's channel, Voices from the Swamp. So yeah, it is a really interesting topic, and I will do my best to prepare for that. So thank you everyone for watching. Next up, please like and subscribe because from here I'm going to do the aces through the 10. I'm going to do numerology and um, okay, this hour has gone by in a flat. I know, a lot of inspiration. So, what jobs do wands have? Well, you tell me, Tony. What jobs do people who have a lot of wand energy have? This was inspirational. There you go. We will be inspired, Deb. You're welcome. I have to go back and watch the swords. The swords. I mean, the swords. It was so. Um, yeah, there was a lot of chat. It was really, really amazing. And music, art, dance. A lot of times, I think this could be a teacher who inspires people. And Jonathan ended up being a lurker today. It was great. Thank you. Lead singers for the Rolling Stones, they could be lead singers. That's a really interesting question, and that's something I believe Richie talked about in Longman Tarot when we was talking about what do you. He thinks about the court cards and personalities. So they could be a gigolo, yes. They could be an artist, yes. They could be the freaky scientist. They could be, they could also be an inspiration speaker. Oh, look who I summoned. Hello, Richie. Longman Tarot into house. Um, yeah, you can bring creativities to so many things. Thinking about also, it could be a radiologist, someone who uses the energy in their job, because there is an aspect of healing associated with it. Anyone who has a passion for their work, yes. Hmm. Tesla, yes. Um, Colin I Pier, thank goodness. Woo! Richie into house. I'm hot, so I have to turn off. You could really use the tarot suits to help young people make decisions about the careers to follow. You could. And what's interesting is when we are our healthiest and our most balanced, we know what energy to pull from to help us achieve our goals. And that's something to keep in mind. Just because, I get tired of hashtag bitchy alert. I get annoyed when people say, "Oh, that's just me." Well, the problem, I mean, that is you, and you are choosing to keep doing that. You're not choosing to do something different. And so I think the more we know about ourselves, it really helps. Okay, I'll get off my little soapbox. So it is very interesting series you've created. Thank you. You're welcome. To inspire people new in the tarot world and pick the brains of seasoned readers. I am so glad, Cordis. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And this is where the thing is we're all, I'm a firm believer we are, I want to always grow and expand my abilities because when I do that, I can have new inspiration and I am evolving. If I'm stagnant, that's a problem because I miss it. So, um, bye, Sherry. Sometimes things are routine and others are choice driven. Yes, yes, but if you grow up with your parents telling you that you have to go to law school, for example, you need the cards to help validate your desires. Exactly. You are correct. You are correct. Ooh, sometimes I could, yeah. It's hard to pull out the creative spark in other people or to recognize it when we're so caught up in our own little world. So, um, right. You all have been wonderful. Thank you. And by the way, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are fire signs. So, all right. Yeah, risk takers. These are the risk takers. These are the ones who do that. These. So, all right. We're just past the hour. Thank you. Again, see me on Deb H's channel on Thursday and Friday. I'm a guest with Ben on Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot. And then on Saturday, I have Ms. Tarot D for Tea Time with Tarot Sachet. And thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day. If you are watching this back, please leave your comments in the chat or in the, please tell me what you think in the comments. I love that. Um, you're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. And so next up, and I'll be scheduling them in November. I will be looking at, I'll be doing the, because it'll be one for the numerology, ace through the 10, and then do one for each of the suits, the Fool's Journey through the ace through the king. So, all right, everybody, you take care, and thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.